So I wanted to talk about what's been going on, which is the server capacity limit and how players are just filling up this game's capacity limit. And while many of you may think that this is an annoying thing or this is a bad thing, let me explain something to you guys. The very first Helldivers title was absolutely slept on. I mean, obviously there are people who knew the game and it was like more so of understood and it was pretty much out there, but it wasn't as talked about as it is now. And not everybody was trying to play Helldivers 1. It was more so like, I would say best an indie studio game, that level. Like it was interesting, and it was an interesting concept that people wanted to think about, maybe even talked about, but it wasn't like your top level AAA game that it is currently right now. And I think that that's an amazing thing, that it's now the front page and everybody wants to talk about this, everybody wants to play this game, and it was a game that's literally only $40. It wasn't doing this whole cash grab thing. In fact, most of the stuff that you can get in game isn't even behind the paywall. Technically speaking, you can get everything you want by just playing the game and grinding a little bit. Like it's not that difficult to even get super credits. You can either get them from the progression store, or you can go on the planet and start looting as much bases as you can. And I think that that's an interesting concept. Now, I will admit, the server capacity thing is a bit of a hindrance, but only in a way that, yes, I want to start playing the game, and that's a good thing. In a lot of ways, it's a good thing that you want to start playing the game as soon as possible, but there's people in front of you. Now you probably think, well, maybe they should have taken all this thing into understanding that everybody wants to play their game. Again, they were never on the front page. These people who created the game did not even think that their game was probably going to even kick off, especially with the harsh criticisms and other games that have actually had pure AAA studios running the front lines and the amount of criticism behind them. They went into this whole industry very modest, $40 with very little, pay to win type of accessories and games. Everyone wants to say that it's pay to win, but come on. You can get everything you want in this game. There is no true paywall, except for maybe if you want to really talk about it, which is the pre-order, and that was pretty much it. Yes, and I'm pretty sure eventually we'll probably see those armors that was locked behind the pre-order. But at the same time, you know what? I don't think it's that bad to have a pre-order. Those who stuck by the series, stuck by the industry, should get a little bit of reward and compensation for their efforts. You may all think that that's a bad thing, but come on. For the true fans that really stuck by the industry, I would say they deserve some form of medal for realizing that this game was going to be the best thing that has ever happened to Helldivers industry. Again, it went from 300,000 player capacity to 400,000, and it's still filling it up. If I remember correctly, I even saw my placement in the queue order, and there was about 100,000 people in front of me. I can't even play the game because other people are trying to get into it. And I'm sure that they're going to fix it, but I think that this is a huge major step up, because with all this money coming in also to the company, they'll be starting to also make some free updates along the way and free content as well. Because the good thing about this game is that it's a player and it's an entire community effort into that whole war. I'm sure they're not going to leave other players out of content that they can have, especially with the exomech suits coming in very, very soon. And I just can't wait. I don't care what anybody else says. To me, this whole player capacity thing, as much as it annoys me, it is probably the best thing that has ever happened to this company. And they're gonna, definitely, have reaped the rewards from it, because they have really stuck by this game. They could have, abandoned it like most companies have when they weren't experiencing enough player fan base and behind it. But instead, they stuck by the game and rose it to the point that it became front page news to all gamers out there. And they went into this very modestly. So I'm super proud of the company that has built Helldivers 2, and I can't wait to see what they will incorporate. And obviously I can't wait to have some sort of maintenance updates to fix some of the issues and some of the bugs, because it's not perfect, but the game is in its infancy, and it at least delivered what it promised in the commercials, and it's exactly what you think, if not more. I honestly did not expect this game to be as fun as it was. I thought it was going to be another cash grab, but it was truly, and it is truly, living up to expectations, if not more. So keep it up to the creators of Helldivers 2, and I can't wait to see more from this game.